Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Now this is how to fix your tech. Now today we've got a different video. Now this is my nan's old computer. You might have seen it in some of my other videos like the how to install Windows 10 video. But today we're going to do a restore on it. I've actually tried to shoot this video twice with no success because it's been so long. So I'll make sure to cut a bit out to keep on stopping and starting so I don't go too long on the videos. But hopefully this should work today. Now we're going to be doing a few upgrades like RAM. Now this computer does have a hard drive and sadly I don't have a spare SSD laying around so I can't upgrade that. But we will upgrade the RAM. So I'll put the specs on the screen right now. But the specs are reasonable. These specs are before, not after. But the only difference is when after it'll be 8 instead of 4 gigs of RAM. Now, before I bother telling you while restoring the computer, I am using mixed-matched RAM, but it still does work. So, yeah, this should be a pretty fun video. But until then, let's roll the intro. Now, I'm sorry if you hear some background stuff in the clips. It's just because I can't close my door because, as you can see, I'm using a coffee table because my computer's up there and I don't want to swap my desk over because it's really annoying. And also, just gives me more space and it looks good. So, yeah. So the reason why I got this Dell monitor and old keyboard is because that all came with the computer. This was Nan's old monitor, desktop PC and keyboard. The mouse was actually hers too, but she gave it to me with the Toshiba laptop, the Tecra A4 DDI. She gave the mouse to me then, so that was a little while ago, but that doesn't matter. So let's get the desk cleaned up, or the coffee table. And then we'll have a look at some upgrades and some restores. Had to turn night shift on. But I'd recommend putting the two side panels in between the polystyrene. Now I'm just going to quickly get a charger for my iPad so I can charge while recording. But once I'm done there, we'll start going. Everyone, so before we talk about what tools you need, I'm going to name the components. Now some computers don't have these, but in this case mine does. Now some computers have an SSD, which this one doesn't. Now it's the alternative to a hard drive. Now right here is the hard drive, and this is what you store your data on. Here is the graphics card, which if I bring the lamp up it'll be more detailed. Right there, the gigabyte graphics card. Here is the CPU cooler, and underneath is the actual CPU. Here is a stick of RAM. Up here is the power supply. A lot of new computers don't have this, but this is the optical drive up here, which is the DVD drive in non-tech talk. And what all our components are sitting on is the motherboard. Now, like some computers have more fans, some have more drives, and it kind of depends on what budget you've got really. But that's our computer. And now we'll talk about the tools. Now, what I've got two. I don't have all the tools you probably want, but I got two sizes of screwdrivers, a pair of side cutters, and this is not really a tool, but we've got heaps of chopped down cable ties or zip ties. Now, as you can see, cable management is not the best, not easy to do in this case, but still could be better. So that's what all the cable ties are for. So what we're upgrading today is the RAM. So we're not replacing the RAM, we're adding more. So this is another stick of RAM. This just goes right next to it. Some motherboards have 4 slots, which is called a DIMM slot. And these are RAM DIMMs, or sticks, which I usually call them. But we're upgrading this, and this isn't really an upgrade, but under the CPU, there's something called thermal paste, and that's what delivers all the heat from the CPU, which is the processor, which is basically the brain of the computer. That's what the thermal paste transfers all the heat to the cooler through the heat sink, which is the metal aluminium part, and through the fan. Now this gets very old and crusty, so this is what thermal paste looks like. We're going to add some of this because it's definitely due. Now this is just stock Be Quiet thermal paste, but that's okay. Now we're going to do a full rebuild. I think what we're going to do is we're just going to time-lapse it, because otherwise this video would be too long. Link up in the cards for a video on how to build a PC if you want to know. But anyway, let's get into the video. So I've decided to talk a little more about the power supply. Now this is a fairly dodgy looking power supply, because I don't think it says anywhere that it's at least 80 plus. And yeah, I have no idea what CG Codgen or something like that is. I can't even read the label really, but it's a fairly light, cheap looking power supply, and I wouldn't want to use it in my own rig. But yeah, so if you are building a computer, I'd recommend buying at least a power supply. Some people say 80 plus bronze certified at least, and I say maybe just 80 plus, which is my power supply. It's only efficiency, and if it's got a certification at all, it means it's actually okay. So that's what I'd recommend. Congratulations, you basically got it all now. Now, I've just taken this CPU cooler off, and as you can see, there's this white stuff on there. Now, that's the thermal paste. So what you want to do is get something like isopropyl alcohol, be really careful, and just wipe it off. Now, make sure not to get it on the motherboard, and just to clean off the thermal paste, because it's probably pretty old and crusty right now. So I'll just get the substance of choice to get it cleaned off. Now you can use cotton swabs or like cotton buds, or like a little microfiber cloth or anything that won't cause static or something like that. Maybe not a microfiber cloth then, but just clean it off without, like you can use paper towel, but just clean it off with something that shouldn't harm the heat spreader on the CPU. Get your thermal paste, unscrew this little thing on here. Now this is a little hard because thermal paste dries, but once you get it, you should be good. Eventually, I'll get the side cutters to just give it a bit of leeway. There we go. Alright, so just unscrew it. Looks like a little plunger. Just get it. And on the CPU, you want to put a P-size drop on these AMD ones, and pretty similar for Intel as well. So just a P-size drop of thermal paste. Yeah, that's all you should need. Screw the cap back on because this stuff is annoying. And however your cooler goes back on, you just got to put it on properly. There you go. Now we'll time lapse the reassembly. You didn't seem to know all the parts, so we'll just time lapse it. Now before I start it, I might want to teach you how to upgrade RAM. Now all you have to do, push these out. Some motherboards, these don't push out, so don't try and force it if it doesn't seem to be going, because it might not work like that. You want to line up the little notches with the notches on the motherboard. If I'm not being specific enough, just go to my how to build a PC video that is in the cards. Line it up with the notch on the motherboard and push down till both the tabs push down. Same with the other one. There we go. Alright, time for time lapse. So I'm just going to hook up the power. Should be alright as long as I've hooked up the front panel connectors, and we've got a signal. She's on. And also our front panel LEDs are working, our hard drive. So we'll just quickly set, it's just restarting because of the hardware change. So we'll just quickly set up the monitor and we'll have a look at Windows.
Desire set my heart afire. Heart on fire. Set my heart afire.
Thank you everyone for watching. Hopefully this video turns out alright. Now this is the third time recording this video. I know it's a bit frustrating, but this seems to have gone alright, so hopefully it'll go good. Now I've got enough storage on my iPad and I don't think each of the videos took up that much storage, so we'll hope to see this video get to the YouTube uploading stage. So hopefully this computer will get used on our channel a bit more. But anyway, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. If you have any old computer you need to do up, I'd recommend you do it. And I'd also recommend you put an SSD in there if it doesn't have one. But anyway, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe to How to Fix Your Tech, and I'll see you in another video.